Hi, welcome back to another episode of Just Your Average Baker. I'm Amelia and today's video is another cake decorating video. Much like my last cake decorating video, today's is also going to be a mini cake, and it is also, just like my last one, inspired by another YouTuber's full-size cake. Today I'm inspired by Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio. She did a Geode cake recently, and so I'm going to be doing my take on her Geode cake in a miniature version. So let's get started with today's cake decorating video. Okay, so I have a lot of different things, as you guys can see, that I'll be using in today's video. Let me run through them very quickly for you. I have 3 mini cakes all leveled over here. I have this Wilton Gold Color Mist that Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio used real gold foil for hers, but I'm using this, and then I'm going to cut my parchment paper to be like a template around my geode so I can just spray, and hopefully that works. We shall see. I couldn't find any rock candy, so instead I bought these blue Wilton sprinkles, and then I have blue Jolly Ranchers I'm going to crush up for bigger pieces, and then this sugar that is like a larger grain. It's sugar in the raw. I have the white decorating frosting by Wilton. I have 2 different colors of pre-made fondant here, white and blue. This blue gel sparkle frosting-y stuff that I'm going to use to stick on all our rock parts, our candies. I also have these cookie sticks that we're going to be using as the support for our cake, a knife and a rolling pin, my cake platter over here, and then just like last time I used box mix again today because I just want to focus on the actual cake decorating. So, whew, lots of stuff, but yes, that's what I'm using. So, all the things. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start first by icing and stacking our cakes on our cake platter. I decided to use my blue and white one because the cake is blue and white, so I thought matchy matchy, that'll look nice. And then after our cakes are iced and stacked, I'm going to stick it in the fridge to chill while we work on our fondant in a little bit. Also, quick note, don't know if I said it earlier, I'm sorry if the lighting is weird in here today, but it's the middle of summer, as you know, and it's raining here today, and it looks like it's fall outside, so it's overcast and it's dark and it's changing the lighting. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's get started with icing our cakes. Here we go. Oh no. So these cakes, by the way, I did chill them. They're just super crumbly. So I think I'm gonna get a little bit messy here and probably use my fingers a little bit, and that's okay. Or you know what? No, hold on 1 second. About to make my life so much better. I'm back. This time equipped with a piping bag. Put some frosting in it. Put on this tip, I don't know what you call it, but it is like it's a shape of a piping tip. So we're using that. We're just gonna take this blob away, put it over there, and then we're gonna give this another go. So take 2, icing the cake. Here we go. Oh my God, why is this happening? So I decided, so last time I went with just regular old frosting in a can, and it was pretty wobbly. If you watched my last mini cake video, it kept wobbling all over the place. So this time I was at the Wilton part of my store looking at all their stuff, and I saw that they had the white decorator icing, and I thought it looks stiffer, it feels stiffer, it'll be so much better to work with, and it won't make my mini cake all wobbly. But you see this right here? It's not sticking to the cake, and so I'm just gonna get as much on here as I can and then smush the other one on top. And yep, we'll see what happens after that. This should not be this hard. I don't know, I think I messed up that piping bag. It was really hard to get stuff out of, and yeah, I know I messed it up last time too, but I'm back with a second piping bag, so I didn't want to stick my hand in icing this time. Take 3. Nope, it's just the icing. The icing is really stiff. This is not really helping at all. This is very frustrating, and I'm sure that people who are real bakers out there are watching this going, oh no, just do this, just do that, you're doing the things wrong. And believe me, I know I'm doing it wrong, clearly. But unfortunately, right now, I don't know how to fix it. Can you like mix in water with this icing? Is that a terrible idea? We'll just put on a little bit more, and then we're gonna call this level good. Yep, that's great. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get to the crumb coat, but that's a lesson we'll learn moments from now instead of right now, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yep, there's our next layer. Now that traumatic experience is over, time to somehow crumb coat it with the impossible icing. Oh, it broke my piping bag. Well, actually, I don't really need the tip even. I just need icing on my cake. No. And no, I don't have an offset spatula, so this is what I'm doing. Just kind of smoothing it with my fingers now. Very technical. My hands are clean, by the way. I do wash my hands, so. Okay, so that's our cake. That's our crumb coat. I'm gonna go clean up my hands and stick this in the freezer and then come back and talk to you guys about fondant that I've never worked with before. Okay, so fondant. Like I just said, never worked with it before. This is a first for me. I'm using these store-bought ones in white and in blue, and we're going to marble them now. I'm just working on parchment paper. I know that some people I've watched have cornstarch on hand in case it gets sticky, and I've never worked with this before, so figured better safe than sorry, and clearly the frosting didn't go well, so let's not expect, you know, perfection with the fondant either, especially since I've never used it before. But I'm just gonna go ahead and open up our fondants, and then we'll start on the marbling.
I wished on a star. I didn't get very far.
Okay, so that's our fondant. I hope it's big enough. Our cake is chilled out of the freezer. We're going to first, before we put our fondant on, we're going to reinforce it. Like I said earlier, I'm just using these cookie sticks instead of dowels, and I'll probably use 3 to make sure it's really sturdy. And they're almost as tall as my cake, but I am going to cut off the little bit at the top here before I insert them. Trimmed the cookie sticks, and now we're going to put them in. I think I'm going to just do like a triangle of them. What? Where did that come from? Now that our cake is reinforced, we will attempt to cover it with our fondant, and I really hope I did enough, but we're about to find out. Also, super glad that this was enough fondant. Not gonna lie, was pretty worried. It marbled well, so I've made us a seam over here, which I know she didn't do in her video, but my fondant wanted to tear over there, and it works out because we have to cut out a space for our rock anyway. I'm going to trim off this excess fondant and then also trim off our seam, and then we'll continue. Okay, so that is our cake covered in fondant, and so we're going to start making our actual geode soon on the cake. I'm going to unwrap some of these Jolly Ranchers, smash them up, get out the cake, and then we will attempt to cut a hole in the cake. Okay, so I have my template around what I want my shape to be for my geode, and I've etched out the shape of my geode with a knife, and then I used a food safe marker to draw on my parchment shape paper kind of an edge, and it is wider than what I'm going to cut out because I want this gold to kind of show through. So I'm going to kind of hold it here and spray and just see how it goes, and I've never used this stuff before, so we shall see. So it is pretty drippy, but maybe I'm using it wrong. I very well might be. But I'm gonna probably let it kind of set on there. It's not really staying. So if this gold doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And we still make our geode look beautiful, so. So this next part is going to be kind of tricky for me to film. I'll do my best to not block the shot, but I'm going to be cutting out that inner part that's going to be our geode. And I'm going to start in the middle and make that the deepest part that I'm cutting out, and then kind of make it shallower off to the sides. So yeah, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so that's our hole for our geode, and now we get to sparkle it. And we're gonna start with our smallest and darkest blue crystals, and then kind of dig through these Jolly Ranchers for the smallest little blue parts we can find, and then the outer circle will be with our sugar in the raw. So we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so we've got our blue gel in there. I'm going to rinse off my hands. This is a messy cake today. And then we'll go in and try to place our crystals. Okay, so like I said, we're going to go in with our smallest ones first, our little sprinkly boos. Not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I've got this spoon. Whoops. I think I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see this. Tilt and throw. Okay. This is going. This is going, guys.
I was born in a seaside town. They say I have salt in my eyes. I was born in a...
Okay, we'll go in with our sugar in the raw next. Again, I had to go clean up my hands, and I'll also clean off the tray a little bit because it is getting pretty messy. No, that didn't work out so well. Okay, I'm going to finish it off by doing a little stack of geodes on the top, and then we'll call it good. And I meant stack of little crystals, not a stack of geodes on top. So there it is, our finished mini geode cake, blue and white. It doesn't have quite the gradient effect that I wanted from the inner crystals to the outer crystals, but that's okay. Still turned out way better than I thought it would. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll take the camera off the stand and give you guys a little walk around.
Back home again.
Okay, so we've come to the end of today's video. We've made our miniature geode cake, which is by no means perfect, but I'm happy with how it turned out. And especially for my first time working with fondant. And I mean, I love these geode cakes, so I made one, and even though it's not perfect, it still counts. I still made one, and I like it, so that's all that really matters, is if you like your baking. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this little mini cake. And I've made one other one, like I said, I'll link that one down below. And if you guys like watching these mini cake decorating videos, then let me know, and I'll try to do some more of them. Just comment down below. And that's the video for today. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy watching this video, then go like it, thumbs up it, whatever you do. Subscribe to the channel to see more baking videos, candy videos, fun food related videos, and I will see you guys next week. Happy baking. Bye. It looks somewhat like a crystal. Look, I look like I'm like on a date with my cake. What what do you do again for a living? Oh, you taste delicious. Oh my god, I got like oh my god. In the middle of a date, I'm so sorry. My phone, it just wouldn't stop buzzing. I'm done filming. You can be loud. It's okay. I am still filming, but it's okay. No, you're fine. I'm actually done.
Oh, cool.
Filmed like 70 outros, so. Bye.
Wow, it looks great.